I love putting my wig on. I feel so pretty. Okay. Hello, everyone. Once again. Season 1, House of the Dragon. I've reviewed 5 episodes. The first 5 episodes, watch the reviews. I loved them all. I thought the show was progressively getting better and better. I haven't reviewed it since then, and since then we've had 6, 7 and 8 come out. I think the show has gotten better. For the first time in a long time, a show is surprising me, and God does it feel good. We'll start with episode 6, okay? Because I just want to catch up. I'm sorry I haven't made a video on each episode. I wasn't getting that many views, so I thought you motherfuckers can just have a big dump all at once. I don't mean that. You're not a motherfucker. None of you are motherfuckers. I just swear a lot. I'm sorry. We start with the massive time jump, don't we? We get some new actors, and I think these new actors are better. Not better, just different. They have a certain gravitas to them. Olivia Cooke especially. I really like her. She brings a vulnerability and a meanness to Alicent that was not there originally. Yes, these characters kind of feel like new characters, but after 10 years, people change, especially from such a young age, so I'm fine with it. But episode 6 basically revolves around introducing the next generation, the children of our main characters, Rhaenyra and Alicent. Alicent's kids are just horrible, or weird, really. You've got Aegon, who's, milking the one-eyed eel out the top of his window. You've got Alicent's daughter playing with bugs, spitting out prophecy, and then there's Aemond, who I thought was a girl at first, because he kind of looks like a girl in that one shot, but he's also getting picked on and bullied. So her kids are just weird, and obviously she's done a terrible job raising them. That has to be the only explanation for why your kids would be so terrible. And then there's Rhaenyra's kids. Rhaenyra and Laenor's kids. I feel like I'm going to be one of the only people that has said this. I've seen a lot of reviews, a lot of talk on this series. No one is mentioning the fact that Rhaenyra's kids are not black. I feel like people are scared to say it like it's a racist thing. It's not a racist thing. When you change the skin color of your main characters, you can't just do it blindly. I understand diversity's sake and blah blah blah, and making the Valerians have their own identity and visual look. That's cool, but they're black. So we need to address the fact that they're black. Rhaenyra's kids, everyone's talking about them because they've got black hair. They don't have the Valyrian Targaryen hair, but they're not black. And then you look at Daemon and Laena's kids, they're black. But no one's saying this because it'd be racist to say this, so I'm sorry. I'm a racist. Oh, sorry. Someone take me off, cancel me. Oh. Rhaenyra's kids are not Laena's, obviously. She's just had her 3rd baby. Joffrey. I'm so sick of people being called Joffrey. I hate that name. But that's now the big setup going forward, is that everyone knows it's the worst kept secret in the kingdom that the kids are bastards and they're not legitimate. And it's very reminiscent of Game of Thrones, that Joffrey and Tommen and Myrcella were not really King Robert's children. We're doing it again, but it feels fresh. It doesn't feel repetitive. It just feels like, Rhaenyra doesn't like being told what to do, and this is her sort of rebuke against everything in her life. I will sleep with and love whoever I want, and I can and will. And, okay, not a very smart idea. You're about to send the kingdoms into another war, but okay. As long as you got off for a night in Pentos, we have Daemon and Laena. They have seemingly lived there for a little bit now. But long story short, Laena ends up having trouble in childbirth, ends up committing dragon suicide, releasing Daemon from yet another marriage, and sending him on his trajectory back to Westeros and back into the arms of Rhaenyra. Skip ahead now to episode 7. We start off with Laena's funeral. We have all the family at Driftmark It's really awkward because nobody likes each other. There yet again is the talk of bastards and blah da 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 da. The character development goes into the kids more in episode 7. You get to see more of Aegon being a drinker, a drunk, and looking at women and just being a rude little shit. You get Rhaenyra's kids being they just seem like nice kids, really. But then there's Aemond, the little dark sheep of the family, of the Hightower family, who steals Vhagar, claims Vhagar in what was a really good scene, and then comes back, gets his eye cut out, and then there's a whole little family drama back in the castle where knives come out and people are trying to get stabbed and an eye for an eye, and it's just craziness, isn't it? It was a very tense scene, all that stuff happening in the castle after Vhagar is claimed by Aemond. And he says, I've lost my eye, but I now have the biggest dragon in the world. And even Otto says that. Like, this boy has done us big favours. Rhaenyra and Daemon, they hook up again, they get married. For fuck's sake. Couldn't you have just got together without getting married? This would just cast more doubt and suspicion on you, for faking Laena's death, which I don't think they actually intended to fake. I actually think they were going to have him killed, and Carl and Laena themselves came up with the plot to run away. Otherwise, if that's the case, why would Daemon pay Carl for the deed? Laena is in the richest household of the Seven Kingdoms. He doesn't need money. So I think Daemon and Rhaenyra were legitimately going to have Laenor killed, but they deceived their own plan to run away. Which, okay, that's fair enough. But at the end of episode 7, you've set up more conflict between the kids, further growing divide between Rhaenyra and Alicent's sides of the families, the Greens and the Blacks. We go into now episode 8, the best episode of the season. So basically now, you've got King Viserys, who is gone. He's lost half his face. He's just... I don't know how he's still alive.
Why won't you die?
The Hightowers are in control. And now, Rhaenyra and Daemon come back to King's Landing, where basically the episode revolves around the settling of the succession of Driftmark. And there's a lot I could talk about, but I'm pretty much just going to skip to the good stuff. The scene, and we'll start with the scene in the courtroom, the throne room, where Viserys walks in. Just the best scene. Like, what a legend. He walks in like little Lego Yoda from the video games. He's walking and he's falling and the crown's falling off. He has a nice moment with Daemon, which is just so wholesome. It's nice to have wholesome moments. And then not long after that, Vaemond, Corlys's brother, is saying, no, I am not letting my family, my kingdom be falling into the hands of these bastards, he says. He screams it, and then he says she's a whore. And then he's like, I will not. And then, choo! His head's gone. I had a physical reaction. I'm actually quite a subdued viewer of TVs and movies. I just sit there and, I just watch. I'm like, yep, okay, yep. But I was like, I was like, whoa, he just cut his head off. It was really cool, but at the same time, I can't help but think, why are there no consequences for this? The Kingsguard are fucking useless. Vaemond probably should have been arrested before it got to that point, and Daemon surely wouldn't get away with that after that. I don't know, but I'm happy to look past it because it was really cool. And after that, you sort of get Viserys wanting to have a family dinner. You get some more wholesome moments in that. It's quite nice. They have their little reconcile. It's the last dinner Viserys has with his family before he dies. It's his last memory, and it's a happy memory for him. And he gets to go out somewhat on a happy note. It's been sad watching him decline the entire season, but his final moments are that of somewhat peace. And I have to say, Paddy Considine, thank you. You've done exceptional. If you're not nominated for an Emmy, there is something wrong. And the one person I'm going to mention before I end the review is Aemond, the one with the eye patch, who is now, he's grown up quite a bit. He looks 15 years older, but I'll move on because whoever this guy is playing Aemond now is so cool. What he expresses with one eyeball is amazing. He's so intense and scary. And from what I Googled about this actor, he's a mystery in real life too, apparently. So they've casted someone here with a mystique and a presence that I don't know, but Eamon just seems really, really dangerous. And it feels like he will be the guy going forward. You know, he watches with such curiosity when Damon cuts Vamon's head off. And then he stirs the shit at dinner time, saying, "My strong nephews." And, ooh, it's juicy. I can't wait for more. Next week is, or tomorrow, no, the day after, 2 days, is episode 9. Episode 9s have always been the episodes where big things happen. And I hope House of the Dragon continues that trend. Because if that's the case, like, we've had big things happen already. So I'm excited to be fucked up and have my jaw hit the floor. I want things to happen that I will not expect. It's just nice to have a good TV show, isn't it? It's very, very nice. I think that's all I'll talk about today. The show gets better and better. I will talk about episode 9 and 10 individually as soon as I can. Thank you for sticking by. This might be a longer review because I had to fit a couple episodes in. I will see you in the next video. Take care of yourself. Take care of your family. See you in the next video. Bye-bye now.